In the valley of Oakhaven, where the mist clung to the hills like a soft wool blanket, lived a young woman named Alara. While other girls her age preened in the market or boasted of their dowries, Alara was known for something far more quiet: her heart. The girl who listened. In Oakhaven, humility wasn't just a trait Alara possessed. It was how she moved through the world. She didn't walk through the village square with her head high in pride, but neither did she walk with it bowed in shame. Instead, she walked with eyes that looked for where help was needed, the shepherd's rest. Every morning, she climbed the steep ridge to bring a jug of cool water to old Silas, the shepherd whose knees had long since surrendered to the damp air. She never made it feel like a chore. She simply sat with him for 10 minutes, listening to his stories of the great frost, as if they were brand new. The market grace, when the local baker, Mrs. Gable, accidentally burned a batch of loaves. The other villagers grumbled about the waste. Alara quietly bought the charred bread, smiling and telling Mrs. Gable, "The crust is the best part for a hearty soup, and your soup recipe is the pride of the valley, the test of the Silver Brook." The true measure of Alara's respect for her elders came during the year of the great drought. The village well had turned to dust, and the younger men wanted to trek to the distant Silver Brook to divert its flow. However, the Elder Council, led by a woman named Martha who was nearly a century old, warned against it. "The brook feeds the roots of the old forest," Martha croaked. "If you divert it, the forest will die, and the mountain will slide upon us during the winter rains." The young villagers laughed, calling the elders fearful and stuck in the past. But Alara stood by Martha's side. "Age is not just a collection of years," Alara told the crowd. "It is a collection of winters survived." If Martha says the mountain will move, I believe her hands have felt its tremors more than ours ever have. A village transformed. Alara didn't just speak. She acted. She organized the children to collect morning dew from the broad leaves of the valley plants and showed the village how to conserve every drop, following the ancient methods the elders remembered from their own youth. Because Alara treated the elders with such profound dignity, the rest of the youth began to follow suit. They realized that by ignoring the old, they were throwing away a library of survival. When the rains finally returned, Oakhaven was the only village in the region that hadn't lost its forest or its crops to a landslide. The villagers didn't throw a parade for Alara. She wouldn't have wanted one anyway. Instead, they showed their love in the way she had taught them. The woodpile, her woodshed, was never empty. The young men made sure of it. The harvest. Her pantry was always full of the best preserves from every family's cellar. Alara remained the same, the girl who would rather listen to a grandmother's song than hear the sound of her own praise. To the people of Oakhaven, she wasn't just a neighbor. She was the thread that held the past and the future together.